What's going on, people? It's your boy Kelechi back with another episode of the Ramblin' Mind podcast. Hope y'all are doing good. I hope y'all are showing your mom some love. Mother's Day just happened. Hope y'all are showing your mom some love, giving her hugs and kisses, even if you can't be in the same location as her. You're sending them virtual hugs and kisses, sending gifts, sending presents. She deserves all those loves. She birthed you into this earth. I hope you're showing her love, man. I hope y'all were able to celebrate this Mother's Day with your mom. We're able to spend the time with your mom. At least, I hope y'all called your moms. I hope y'all are on talking terms with your moms. And if you're not, this is a perfect time to get on talking terms with your mom. I don't know. I don't know. I love my mom. So I'm a mama's boy. A proud mama's boy at that. I don't know. Moms are awesome. My mom is awesome. I love my mom. She's taught me a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I just did a whole Instagram post about this. On her birthday. Her birthday is close to Mother's Day as well. On her birthday and on Mother's Day, just like how she has inspired me and how she has impacted me so much in my life in the way that she has just influenced me. There's so much that she's done that has completely been such a massive influence to me. And yeah, she's mom. She's dope. So some of the things that I do today, some of the things that I think about, some of the ways that I act, some of the ways that I react is due to just the way that she raised me and due to the things that she put me through. Now, some of those things I react the way I react because the way she put me through them, I don't exactly agree with. But other things, I react the way I react because of the things that she has instilled in me. But shout out to all the moms, man. Shout out to all the moms. And we need to put some respect, not just on moms' names, but on women's names in general. Like, we need dudes out there, we need to start putting some respect on their names. Like, we need to start realizing the greatness that are in a lot of our ladies, that are in a lot of our women, or a lot of our girls out there, man. We need to realize just how important and just how amazing they are in what they do and in who they are. Not necessarily in what they do, but in who they are. We need to start realizing the amazingness that is a woman. I say that, but on the other side, I still do stupid stuff, so I guess at the end of the day, I don't know everything. I'm still learning. There's a lot that I still have to learn in this life, but just as how old am I? I'm 25 years old. I've been on this earth for a quarter of a century, and that's women are pretty amazing, to say the least. But anyway, that's not what this podcast is about. I just had to give a shout out and ramble because, this is the Rambling Mind podcast, and I got to do that. But this podcast is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little different than anything that I've done before. And the precipice, or the thing that really popped it in my head, that really put the light bulb in my head, was I was at home. I was working at my computer for work and all that stuff, just clicking away the mouse and all this other stuff. And the good thing about working from home is I can actually see the outdoors on when I'm at work. I actually have a window that I can look out to the world. And when I was looking outside, something just caught my attention. I was looking outside, and from my window, you can see a bunch of trees. You can kind of see a forest line a little bit. And I looked outside my window, and the wind was blowing, and I was looking. Sorry, I'm looking away from the microphone and looking outside, because sometimes you got to reenact stuff in your mind to make it make sense. And I was looking outside, and I saw the wind blowing, and the trees were moving and swaying back and forth. And some trees were really swaying, the wind was, I think it was 15 miles an hour wind or something like that. And some winds were really, really swaying, it was really breezy. And some other trees were just kind of standing still, just kind of showing it was a little breeze. Other trees were swaying back and forth. And some trees were just kind of moving a little bit. And then it reminded me of a quote that I heard, which I'll tell y'all that quote later on. But it kind of inspired me to write A little bit of a story. I'll not really write a story, but to tell y'all a little story. It is said that the strongest trees are usually the ones that have been there for about 10, 20, 30 plus years. They've been growing stronger and stronger day by day. Their roots are thick and have gone so deep that into the earth that it's extremely hard to remove those trees. Like I said, the wind blows and they barely budge. It doesn't matter if it's hurricane winds. It doesn't matter if there's a tornado outside. These trees don't move. They just stand in place. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have seen some of those shows on TV where they're building a tree house and they pick the trees that are strong, that can hold anything. But then on the other side, you have some trees that I like to call the baby Groot trees. I don't know if y'all have seen, what's that movie called? I can't remember the name of the movie right now, but y'all know where Baby Groot is from. If you don't know what Baby Groot is, there's going to be a picture on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, go online and look up Baby Groot. They just started their growth. Their roots have barely gone past the surface of initial diving into the ground. The first leaves just started showing up. And right when it looks like they're about to sprout and be the greatest of the greatest, winter comes up. Winter shows up, covers everything. The ground, to us, we go outside, it's like, oh my God, it's snowing, it looks beautiful. For that tree, they see a whole other thing. It's a problem. This means they ain't gonna get no sunlight. They're barely gonna get any water. So how are they going to survive? The ground is gonna get a lot harder. And you gotta remember, these trees just started showing up. Their roots just barely broke through the surface. Their leaves just started shining off. And all of a sudden the winter shows up. Something unexpected. They had just been born into this life. They just started their journey. And now everything changes. So the question is, what is this tree going to do? Well, some trees will die off. Some trees will not be able to survive through this winter. Some trees will not be able to penetrate and go deeper to find the nutrients that are further in the soil. But the baby Groots, they bid their time. They'd stick their roots much deeper into the ground. They traverse the ground, trying to find the nutrients, going deeper and deeper, avoiding the roots of the other trees that have been established, finding their path, breaking through rocks, breaking through the soil, finding where the moisture is. They keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, establishing their roots. And then the next spring comes around, we go outside, we forget all about the tree. We go outside and we're like, yo, what happened to that baby Groot tree? We don't see it anywhere anymore. We can't find it anywhere. What happened to that little tree? The most we can see is a little branch. And we think, oh man, that tree's gone. That tree couldn't make it through the winter. And the baby Groot tree just keeps diving deeper, keeps letting its roots go deeper and deeper and deeper. Until one year, we step outside of our house, it's spring, and we walk outside. We want to spend some time outside. You know, it's hot, but the wind is blowing, so we go outside and we sit under a tree. We don't even recognize that that's the baby Groot. Baby Groot is no longer baby Groot. Baby Groot is now teenage Groot. It's been 2 or 3 years and it's finally begun to reach upwards. It's finally started its journey of going back up. It's finally gone through a few winters. It's finally gone through a few hardships. It's finally broken its roots far enough into the ground that it can reach up to get some sunlight during the summer, to where it can survive the winters, to where it doesn't have to worry about how deep its roots are anymore, because it's always going to get the sunlight it needs. It doesn't have to worry about the fact that it's snowing outside and the ground is hard and the fact that it's not going to get some water for a while. It doesn't matter. Its roots are deep. Its roots are down in the soil where the nutrients are. Not on the surface where it barely cracked anything, but all the way in the middle, where the nutrients, where the water is, where it can feed itself, where it can strengthen itself. And of course, it's grown up. Its head is pointed up in the sky. It's gotten closer to the sun. The shade of the bigger trees don't get at it that much. It gets its own sunlight. It's able to get some photosynthesis and it's able to process all that energy and grow bigger. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Today seems like the worst possible time for you to do anything. Today, everything just seems crazy. I mean, when we look outside, reading the news, over 33 million people have lost their jobs, at least when you're looking at the United States. You read the news, you find out that even in the UK, they're about to experience their worst growth since the world wars. Everything looks crazy. We have over 1 million people that have contracted this COVID-19 virus. We have over 100,000 people that have died from this thing. Everything looks insane. Nothing makes sense right now. And it's easy. It's easy to sit down and say, you know what? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this whole situation? I have two options that every single one of us have, no matter what situation it is, whether it's through this COVID-19 time or whether something else comes up, and this is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. Whether you were born into a situation that is not fair, or whether you are in a situation that is very, very pleasant. Everybody always gets two options in every single situation. Option number one, when you face a trial, when you face circumstances, when you face problems, you can choose to freeze up. You can choose to just stay where you are. You can choose to be like every other tree that was planted initially, that just got its start, that felt like the world was its oyster and it can do anything they wanted to do. You can choose to do that. Or you can choose to be like the baby Groots, allowing your roots to go deeper through the hardships, allowing your roots to dig and find itself far deeper, penetrating the soil, finding out and understanding who you are, knowing the things that you ought to be doing, moving forward, even though it does not look like you're moving forward, taking the time to establish the things that you know you ought to establish. In every single situation, in every single problem, we have two choices. We can be like every other tree out there in the forest that never makes it out in the winter. Or we can be like the baby Groots, who find our roots, allow our roots to go a lot deeper than it has ever been before. The fact is, life sucks. Life will never be fair, and that's just the way it is. As Stephen A. always says, fair is a place where pigs are judged. Fair does not exist. It's funny whenever people talk about, oh, I deserve better. No. You only deserve what you have the leverage for. None of us deserve anything that we have. As a Christian, we say it's only by the grace of God that we are here. Some of us, maybe you're the best person on earth, but that doesn't matter in the life that we live. I heard a quote by a guy named Ray Dalio. He said, "You can't be attached to how you wish things ought to be. Reality is reality. You have to understand it and work in it." Reality is not fair. Life is not fair. Life sucks. Life blows. But the quicker and the faster that you embrace that reality, the earlier that you embrace the reality of where you are and the reality of where we are right now in life, the faster you can make the changes you ought to make for your life in order for you to progress. In order for you to get to where you want to be. In order for you to get to where you need to be. The thing is, a lot of people always say, you have to look at the forest. You have to step back and look at the forest from the trees. I believe the opposite is true in this day and age. We have stepped back way too long. We have stepped back from always looking at the bigger picture and always looking at, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. When is this person going to do the right thing? When is that person going to do the right thing? Oh my God, the government is messing up. Oh my, this, that, like, we have spent so long looking at the forest, and we haven't spent nearly enough time looking at the one tree that's in our garden. We haven't spent enough time looking at the one tree that is right in our hands. We haven't watered it. We haven't given it enough sunlight. But we keep staring at everything else. We keep looking all around us, looking at everything else, and we forget our tree. So all I'm here to do today on this podcast, I said it was going to be a different one, and it really went a whole different than I even thought it was going to go, is simply to challenge you. What are the moves that you need to start making? What are the steps that you need to start taking? As you know, on this podcast, I'm big on financial stuff. Like, everything on this thing is about finances, about how to invest, all that beautiful, all that good stuff. But like the Chinese proverb said, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. But the second best time is today. Start now. Whether it's with saving, whether it's with investing, whether it's with making that pursuit for the thing that you want to acquire, whatever it is in your life that you know that you've been holding yourself back from, take that one step. Start now. The hardest thing to do in anything is to start. And so my only challenge for every single person out there is simply this. Start now. And to leave you with one more tree analogy before I get out of here. I was listening to the earnings call with Warren Buffett, and he said something that was so interesting to me. He said, a farmer doesn't plant a seed and then run out to it every day, digging it up, looking at it, and then putting it back into the ground. He doesn't spend his time trying to continually dig up the seed that he put in the ground. What does he do? He leaves it in the ground and he waters it. He waters it. He makes sure that he planted it in the right temperature, in the right place, and he keeps watering it. He ensures that it has the right nutrients so that the roots from the seed can go deep. It's the same way with everything we do in life. Things don't happen like that. Everything is one step at a time. So take your day at a time. Take it one step at a time. Put one foot in front of the other and just keep walking. Keep progressing. Keep making progress, no matter how small that progress may seem. Focus on your one tree and make that tree be the best tree that it can possibly be. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all got something out of this. I don't know, I get bored and I started writing, and this is what came out. I really hope this actually inspires y'all to take that step that you need to take in whatever it is that you do. But I'll hit y'all up on the next one. Don't worry, we'll talk news, we'll talk more lighthearted stuff, ways to make more money, ways to invest, all that good stuff. We'll get back to that stuff, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's been your boy Kelechi. Thank y'all for listening to the Rambling Minds podcast. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this podcast with one, maybe two people. And that's it. God bless each and every single one of y'all. And I'm out. Peace.